Hello there, and welcome to this session on marketing automation. Now, automating marketing activity is hardly a new concept. It's been around for a long time, and many marketers benefit every day from automating welcome email sequences, onboarding emails, trial experience, or they nurture their leads using marketing automation. But there are many more things you can automate. Now, if you are already using Xperience and you are tracking your contacts and collecting their emails, but you haven't yet started using marketing automation, I hope this session will show you it's not difficult at all. You can start using it with the data you already have and take a lot of the work off your shoulders. And I will show you that you can start using marketing automation whenever you feel like it. You might have already heard that Xperience is coming with some new features, things like time-based processes or process templates. You may even heard from David Komarek and his presentation about it. But if you haven't heard anything, I hope seeing our marketing automation in action will help you get started. I hope that I will show you that it will definitely help you take off the work off your shoulders, that you won't need any developers to create your processes, and that it is something you can use every day to your benefit. So let's take a look at what we'll be working on. Meet our Dancing Goat company. The Dancing Goat company is a sample company that we are using for different demos. The Dancing Goat is a company that sells goods online. They have some partner cafes, and they also have some coffee shops. And this is the website I'll be using throughout the demo. If you are new to different scenarios, don't worry. I'll show you two Dancing Goat scenarios: abandoned cart sequence and welcome email sequence. The first one will be showing you how you can use marketing automation to automate reminder messages that people can get after they abandon their shopping cart. And the second sequence will show you how you can send emails to your potential partners and help them out with their decision to become your partners. So let's start with the abandoned cart automation. Let's take a look at the scenario at the Dancing Goat website. The Dancing Goat website runs this page. Customer comes to the website and they put a stuff like an AeroPress brewer or something into their shopping cart. Then they'll get distracted and they'll leave the website. They forget all about their shopping cart. But on the back end of your website, Xperience remembers what the customer did. They remember that there is a shopping cart with these things inside, and they remember which customer put these things into the cart. And you can use marketing automation and start sending reminder messages to the customer to bring the customer back to your website so they complete their checkout. This is the scenario I'll be using. First of all, I'll be sending 4 different messages. The first message will go after 4 hours after the shopping cart is marked abandoned. This is a setting set in the system. The second email will go 12 hours after our customer leaves the website and forgets about their shopping cart. The second one will go after 3 days, and the fourth one after 7 days. This is the basic flow of the emails. Now, sometimes I get a question, okay, but what can I do if a customer already purchases this stuff that they put into the shopping cart? What if, for example, in the Dancing Goat company case, they come to the store, they shop for the things, and they use their membership card, so I have the shopping, the purchase on the record. Now, you can use this information that you obtain from your store and you store it inside the Xperience to check against the purchase of this customer. Once a customer purchases the goods, the system tracks the activity, and you can use this information and stop sending these emails. And that's what I'll be doing. I'll use one out-of-the-box rule, check against the purchase of the customer, and then either send or not send the email. So let's set up this scenario in Xperience. I'll switch to my website and let's get on it. I'll start using a template that I have in my system. This is the new design of Xperience. I hope you like it. This is a template, so the trigger, which is the start condition that triggers the process, is already set. First, I'll make myself a little bit of a room that I will use later. Now I can start checking against customer purchases. I'll use this if-else condition, and I'll add a purchase check using one of the out-of-the-box rules. I'll check for one item at least that was purchased within the last day, and I'll save my changes. Then I'll add the information for my colleagues to see what is checking this, what this step is checking for. If the customer purchases, I'll finish the process. If not, I'll send a marketing email. I'll set a transactional email. Now this email this email comes with the template, and it has already the sender and also the receiver set. You can use either text you paste into the template, or you will use an email template that somebody prepared for you, like a developer. That's what I will be doing. So I'll save my changes, and now my transactional email contains all the data. Then I'll set a wait step. Now the wait step will wait for additional 8 hours. Remember, we want to send the email 12 hours after the customer leaves the cart, not after the website marks the cart as abandoned. So I'll add 8 hours, connect my steps together, and I'm good. And then I can add other conditions to check, and so on and so forth. With some video magic, I'll be able to show you the whole process. This is what the whole process of these 4 emails looks like. I need to connect all the steps together, and the last things I need to do is to enable the process. So this is what the abandoned shopping cart process looks like when it's finished. Okay, so we have had the abandoned cart sequence, the first scenario. What about the next one? I promised you a welcome email sequence. So in my second scenario, let's say Dancing Goat Company is looking for some new partner cafes. They've set up this lovely landing page, which contains a form at the bottom. If a cafe owner comes to the website and is interested in partnering up with Dancing Goat, they will submit the form, and they will want to know more about the partnership. And at this moment, as a marketer, you want to start sending the new customer potential partner messages and help them see all the benefits your partnership prepares and offers. So this is the scenario. Somebody submits a form, and I'll start sending them the messages. How would you set it up, and what the sequence would look like? Once somebody submits a form, I'll send them a welcome email. This welcome email will contain a button. Once a customer clicks on this button, my automation will listen for this click and inform, using an email notification, a sales manager. The sales manager checks who is the customer and calls them, and they will start the discussion. Once the customer is decided and the call ends, the sales manager will have to do one thing. They'll set the system, the status of the contact, into 2 different possibilities. Either the contact becomes a partner, so they will get a status partner, or they will be not interested. So the sales manager will set status on the contact as not interested. That's it. This information will be useful later on in the process. Before I move on, let's say you would want to maybe add some time before you start sending these notifications, and use this time to listen for these clicks. I'm not going to use it in my scenario for the simplicity of it. But let's move on. One email is off. Now let's send the second email. After 2 weeks, I'll run a check in my system. And the check will look at these conditions the sales manager set. Either the client or the customer is a new partner, or they are not interested, or they don't have any information. The check that I'll be running, the condition I'll be using, will look at the partner statuses or not interested status, and if there is nothing like this on a contact, it will send another email, for example, with a case study. Then another email with a video testimonial, next email with FAQs, all about the partnership. And finally, if the customer is not interested after even 5 emails, I'll send them farewell email, nice to see you and goodbye. So this is the whole scenario, and let's set it up in Xperience. There's a time for another demo. For the second demo, I'll start from scratch. I'll clean the steps and make myself a little bit of a room. First, I need to set the trigger condition, the condition that triggers the process and starts sending the emails. So the condition for me will be a partner submits a Partner Café form. I'll select the activity and the activity type for submission, and then I'll check using one condition on the form. I'll select the form in the drop-down from all the forms on my website, and I'll set it up. I'll just save and close, and now my trigger is set. Once a customer submits the form, this trigger will start the process because they fulfill the condition. Now let's do something else. Let's add the email that I'll be sending. The marketing email is using Xperience marketing features. My team has started creating my email campaign, so I'll use the existing Interested in Café partnership email and the new welcome email, and I can use the system to look at it. And this is what the email looks like. You can see this is what it's like, but I'm not quite happy with this button at the bottom, so I'll change it into a different color. Now, once a customer clicks this button, give me a call, this is the click that I'll be listening for in my automation process. So let's do it on the web, in the system. Before I leave the email, you can also use A/B testing feature in this situation, but this is not something I'm going to do in the scenario. It's just there if you're interested. So let's listen for this click using out-of-box condition that a contact has clicked on a link in a specific email. I'll select the link, select the email, and set the parameter. I'll inform my team with the description of the process, and I'm done. Then I'll send a notification to my sales manager. I'll add the sender, the receiver, and in this case, I'll use the HTML text that I'll copy-paste into my notification. First, the subject, then I'll copy-paste the information. And as you can see, the notification contains some macros that will give Jake, my sales manager, as many information about the contact as possible. They will know from the notification who submitted the form, what are their names, what are their emails, and what is their contact mobile phone. So this is the notification. Let's move on. I'll hit apply, and now my transactional email is ready. I'll connect the steps together and add approval step. At this moment, Jake will call the customer and discuss partner options. If the partner decides, if the new partner or potential partner becomes a real partner, Jake will set the status on this contact as partner. Now, let's continue with the process. If the call is completed, either successful or not successful, I'll add a finish step. And finally, the wait step. I will wait for 2 weeks, and then I'll run a check against the status in the system on the contact. I'll connect my steps, and that's it. With some video magic, this is what the process could look like at the end of me setting it up. It's kind of complex, but you have seen the scenario and overview, so it shouldn't be as difficult. So let's switch back to our presentation. So this was the welcome email sequence. Now Dancing Goat is collecting contacts on new potential partners. But we are using two different features of Xperience: the wait step and the if-else condition. If-else condition, it's quite common, but the wait step is something that I'd like to talk a little bit about. This is the wait for it moment. Let's take a look at what was in Kentico Xperience 12 in the previous version. We already had the wait step. We had the option to set the interval, and we could also send the email on a specific day at a specific time. That's something that's quite common on the market, and many marketing automation solutions can do it. Now, what's different in Xperience is the new option. With Xperience 13, you have the same option. You can send the email on a specific day at a specific time, and you can also set a specific interval. But what's new is that you can decide what happens after this interval completes. You can, for example, wait for a specific moment in time. Let's say you learned in your previous email campaigns that your partners open the emails on Tuesday the best. This is the best time to send them an email. And if you are automating sending these emails, why not set the process to wait for the next Tuesday after the interval completes and then send the email out? This is something that can help you significantly improve your open rates and also your conversions. And it comes with Xperience 13. And this is not all you can use in Xperience 13. This timing triggers is another feature. Let's say you want to specify a moment in time, sometimes in the future, to start the process. You can do it. You can specify the trigger to start the process at specific time. You can also specify how often this process will happen and occur. And you can do another things like, for example, what will be the specific time in the future and date in the future to start the process. And you can add additional conditions. For example, you want to start this process only for specific contacts in your system that fulfill this condition. And that's something that is quite useful in Xperience and something that I think you will use in your marketing automations very often. So time-based triggers. Let's move on. We sent some emails out with this partner welcome email sequence, and it looks like that it might be quite useful to see what the emails perform. Blasting emails out without checking any performance data is kind of useless, and I think that you will like this next feature of Xperience pretty much. I'll show you how you can check the delivery statistics in Xperience in another demo. So some time passed and you see that my welcome email is having some data. So let's check it out. In this quick overview, you see how many emails were sent, what was the open rate and the click-through rate. And clicking this button, you will see more statistics. Things like what was the funnel of this email. Even you can see what contacts opened the email or who clicked at the email. And this is not all. This was the email statistics. Now let's take a look at contact statistics, meaning the statistic of contacts that are inside the process. I'll click this contacts button and I'll see the number of contacts in my process, in what step these contacts are, and I can even drill down these situations for each contact. I'll open my contact and I'll see at which step this contact is, and I'll also be able to overview what was the history of this contact. Now you have all the information you need to run your marketing automation activities inside the process. The email statistics and contact statistics. Ain't that cool? Now, two different scenarios. And let's take a look at what else you can do with Xperience and new marketing automation. For example, you can use it to check against a specific condition and start segmenting your contacts. Let's have this scenario. The dancing goat is interested in people who like Robusta kind of coffee. So you will create a condition to check on the Robusta. And how would you populate the Robusta condition with data? Let's say dancing goat will be sending emails, several of them. Each email will contain a button that will read Robusta. I like Robusta, I like Arabica. And this condition we saw in the process is checking on the clicks against the Robusta button, and if somebody clicks the Robusta button, they will be automatically moved into a contact group that is called Contact Likes Robusta, and you can target your messaging specifically on this contact group. Or you can even start personalizing your website experience, something that customers see on the website, using this condition. Another useful feature. You can use automation and combine it with lead scoring. Let's say you are scoring your contacts on the website, and as customers are collecting the points to become warm leads, you are tracking the data. And at some situation, at some moment in time, a customer reaches, for example, the 120 points, which is the threshold for a prospective client score. So you can, after reaching this 120 point score, move this contact in a dedicated contact group that I will call, for example, prospective clients, and they can then I can start another process for this contact group that will take them through a different customer experience. Now, this is another use for marketing automation. So let's wrap it up. Xperience 13 comes with redesigned marketing automation. That's what we have seen. You can use it to automate your email marketing campaigns. You can use it for abandoned cart sequences, as we saw in the demo. You can automate your welcome or onboarding sequences. We already saw that as well. There are many more activities you can automate. You can, for example, use marketing automation and clear up your contact database. You can run re-engagement campaigns. You can use different conditions in the marketing automation and move your contacts between different contact groups based on their past activities and based on the scenarios you want to run. And this is something that I think is very, very useful. And on top of these, the new time-based triggers give you a lot more opening, a lot more free time, because you can start setting your processes when you are defining your, for example, seasonal campaigns. You can set them once when you are working on the campaigns, and then you can leave Xperience to do the job for you. And that's it. Everything will be taken care of. And if you look at all of these things you can do with marketing automation, there's one thing you maybe realized: you don't need any developers to do this. You can set all of these steps, all of these sequences by yourself. That's another benefit that comes with new Xperience marketing automation. So that's it. Thank you for coming to this session. And I hope that the new Xperience 13 marketing automation will help you automate all the boring day-to-day stuff, and that it will give you the time you need to do the more important things, like enjoy a nice cup of coffee. Thank you.